I am a little bit panicked. I'm on my way outside to finish up my purging in the patio because I have heard that Colleen and Micah are planning a Father's Day outing on our patio on Saturday. And here it is, Monday, but I figure I better get out there and finish up the little bit that I have to do to purge, and then I can unwrap the rest of the chairs, set up a pretty table to be able to eat outside. And they're going to cook the whole breakfast. We're going to have a breakfast out there, and they're going to bring it down. We in California, in at least San Diego and here in the Los Angeles and Orange County area, have seemed to escape the real high heat so far, from above California all the way up and Nevada, Arizona, back east, Florida, Midwest, everywhere seems to have gotten into high heat. So before we get into that high heat, I got to get busy. Some of the previews for the week coming up, and especially maybe over the weekend, we're going to plan a very special surprise for you. We are going to, I've come to the conclusion that we not only need to discuss our aging difficulties and how we're handling the golden years and all sorts of things like that, the good, the bad, but we need some entertainment. We need some laughs. What goes on with us older folks, or I should say with the elders in your life? And I thought of a very good one, something that I know you'll love and get a lot of laughs out of. Moosie, besides this lady here, has a collection of hats that I had not realized is as large as it is. Now, I'm not going to talk about how many hats I have, but I have just spent some time in our closet room up on a little stool very carefully, and I have gotten down 24 hats of Moosie's, plus the ones that he wears on a rotation level every day here. And I have come up with 24 hats. And those hats, some of them go all the way back to when we lived in Scotland for our trips abroad, when we spent a couple of weeks in Ireland, a couple of years in a row with the whole family, some of our cruises and travelers, and some are great hats, some are stunning, and some are hysterical. And you can imagine what Moosie has planned for this hat show. So this is going to be a weekend. Probably I'll put it out on Saturday, and probably we'll do it during the week because it's going to take a while. And he is going to star in this hat show. Strictly his. Maybe I'll do a couple too, but it's mostly going to be Moosie because I don't know how we're going to get through 24 hats, but I think we will. So do you think you'll like that? Do you think you'll enjoy some entertainment besides some serious discussions? I don't want to always be talking about our ills and the strange things that go on a day-to-day living as we get older, because we're handling it, right? We got a lot of problems, but we're okay living this simple life that we call it. So I got to get out there now. I see Micah out there. We did get a new hose. Now, I didn't pick it up at Lowe's like I thought I was going to. Moosie, I couldn't find what we wanted. Moosie ordered it on Amazon. Now, normally I get a little nervous when Moosie gets busy pushing that button on Amazon because either he'll order the wrong size or something. But he says, I'll take the blame if anything's wrong with the hose. So it has come, but we have not unboxed it yet. And Micah is going to hook it up because we need to start watering all the time. So besides that, let's see. Oh, there's a few other things going on, but mainly I see Micah out there. I think he might be trying to connect up Moosie's hose, maybe. But in the meantime, I got to get out there and get busy on that patio. Maybe Micah's going to do my purging for me, which I do not want because I still have some of my my painting supplies and things out there and some crafty stuff, because that's where Colleen and Margie and the kids and I did a lot of crafting outside. So a lot of that stuff left over, which I will save a lot of it. I'm not purging my life here. I've come to that conclusion. The kids are going to be okay with it. So don't talk about the bad things that are going to be happening when we're gone. I'll do what I can, and that's good enough for me and for them too. So meet you outside. Oh, by the way, let's talk about the hair here. I think I did cut it a little bit too short. I hadn't meant to cut it this short. I wanted to leave it when I cut it a couple of weeks ago. You know, it was quite long, and I was able to do my updos with those great big fat combs in the back. And I love my updos, especially for the summer. But on the other hand, I wanted to be able to do some decent hairdos. So as you know, I cut my own hair, and when it's wet, you think you're not cutting too much off, but you are, and I cut it a little too short. So when I tried to do the updo the other day, and you saw that in the kitchen, it was hot. I needed it up off my neck, and I only have about that much in the back, and I wasn't able to get it up in the clip. It looked really bad. I'll try and figure out some way with combs or gel or something to be able to get my updos for a while. My hair does grow quickly, thanks to the collagen, I think. But today, I'm back to my old piggy tail hairdo here. I used to do this 2 years ago all the time before I discovered those combs and that updo hairdo. So here I am back with some pretty puny little pigtails, but at least I think it's off my neck in the back. It's going to be a different type of a purge. It's not throwing clothes away. It's going through little tiny stuff, and you're gonna have to bear with me on this, but a lot of it means a lot, and a lot has to be saved. What for? Not for the kids or whatever, but in my heart, it has to be saved, and it will go in a tub. And if somebody wants to get rid of it when it's time, that's okay. Or if they want to pick away at stuff and take little stuff at a time, and someone wants to display it all at some time, maybe I'll even do that. Who knows? If I get the time to do that, that might be a fun thing to do. But here we go. Okay. Now this was given to us, and it's a thermometer with a moose. Can I throw that away? No. So that goes in the tub. Now, when I was into rock painting, and I have some rocks here that I can't throw away, and I will wash them off before I put them away. But I have some rocks that I want you to see. And this is my little turtle that I painted. He gets saved because sometimes we set these things up. But right now, there's something in here that I do have to show you. This one is a snake. I'm not wild about him, but we'll see. Now, what I'm looking for seems to be, oh no, I found it. Now, let me wash this one off. I have to show you this. Just a minute. You see who that is? Whoops. This is a nativity scene that I painted probably about 10 or 15 years ago with rocks. And this is the baby Jesus. Now, the point is you have to find the correct rocks to be able to do these. This is the Blessed Mother. I have a cow. I have a sheep. I have a donkey. And I could never find the right rock to be able to do Joseph in our nativity scene. But last year, I happened to find the perfect rock to do Joseph. The problem was I never painted him. So now we have Mary and Joseph. Now, I know this seems silly to you, but I have a nativity scene that's part of my Christmas collection, and that will be saved. Maybe I will finish it up this year. Who knows? There's my little cow lying down, and over here is a little sheep. He's very dirty. He has to be washed off. but he does have a little head and his feet. Can you see him? That's a sheep. And here's my donkey. So he's lying down too. So can't you just imagine that with greens all around it? I think I will finish Joseph and give this to one of the kids for Christmas. Now down here is an assortment of paints and ribbons, and this all seems to be crafts and paints, which I have to save because paints are expensive. Who knows? I will get back to this, but I do a lot of crafting still, especially during the holidays. And I'll put that in this tub too. And let's see here. Here is also another bunch of paints. These things are expensive by the time you buy them. Now this is for my my painting. Some of them can be thrown away, but I'm not going to go through them. I have all my specialty brushes for different things. This is what I do when you make wood grains. You use tools like this. There's no way I can throw this stuff away. So this will go in a tub with all painting supplies and crafts, and I'll have one tub that I will save. The empty tub, and I'll show it to you when it's all filled up. The fun part of purging things is I found a couple of old tubs that were stored out here and had been rained in, and I found some of my really good blue and white china. Some of these are real good and old. And some of my plates that I adore, they're filthy, but they can be washed up. Oh, thank heavens I found these. I've been looking for these for a while. And some great ones in here too. But anyway, this was a corner of outside in the patio that had been rained on in a tub that I'd forgotten about. And these are all the plastic dishes and things that I have in a nice big bowl down there that I'm going to wash up. And these are ones that I've gotten for the patio that we'll use for outdoor dining. So I'll leave a lot. I'll get all this all washed up later. But I think I'm finished for the day. Found some stuff that I wanted to keep. All my paints and things put away. I've saved a lot of paint. Pile of rubbish that goes away, plus tons off to the... Well, I'm filthy, but I found some tubs that had been stored and been rained on. Things had gotten wet, but I discovered some things that I'd been looking for a while. So I did actually fill up one of the pails out there, you wouldn't believe it, with stuff. But I did put a whole bunch of paints away to save. I found a Port Marion Botanic Garden clock plate that I'd been looking for a while, so I can give that to one of the girls. That can go with my Port Marion cups and cereal bowls that I purged from the kitchen the other day. And I did save and find some very old plates that of my blue and white collection, and especially something that we bought years and years ago in Holland, and I see it's from Delft, and I did mend it at one point. Something happened, but I found a Staffordshire plate, Old English Staffordshire plate. I love these, and a Wedgwood plate. I mean, these are good plates that I can put on a wall, or I can save for my collection. Now, I know no one's going to get rid of these, that's for sure. So I can enjoy them for a while, and then I know that someone else, because they all do love my blue and white china, someone else will enjoy these. So at least it's all getting to be in one place. Anyway, I'm done for the day. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Well, I'm glistening. As someone said when I was in the kitchen, Nanny, you're glistening from the heat. Now I'm glistening from being outside and doing some purging. I feel good about what I've done. Filled up the garbage can with a lot of stuff, but I found a lot of nice things, so I feel good too. Well, you probably get this one maybe on Wednesday, a midweek fun thing. Might be short, might add to it. but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Well, I do give myself nights off, and tonight is one of them since I was working today outside. And tonight we're having a very elegant supper. As a matter of fact, it's hot dogs and baked beans with some sauerkraut. But there's a twist to it. I do have, by the way, the nice Angus beef hot dogs, which Moosie likes. I would prefer the turkey because it doesn't matter to me, but he likes the Angus beef. But I found some different kinds of rolls. I'm going to come up and show you. Now I do have the hot dogs going already, and I'm just going to pop the sauerkraut in a little pot, heat that up, heat up the beans in the micro, and we're ready to eat. But let me show you this. Oh, by the way, I do cut up onions, and we have mustard and relish on them too. So they're loaded hot dogs. Let me turn these hot dogs over. Look at these hot dog rolls. Besides being pretty, they're really tasty, and I discovered these, about 2 months ago when I bought one of those ready-made hot dogs at Walmart that are really, really good. And these are pretzel brioche hot dog rolls. And they are so tasty. You do taste a very strong pretzel taste. And they're that brioche bread, which is a somewhat of a sweet bread. And I've used that. In fact, I have a recipe coming up using a loaf of brioche bread. And we're gonna have our hot dogs on these. Now, once again, I might have preferred plain myself, especially because I love sauerkraut and relish and mustard on them, and onions. I love loaded hot dogs. But we're having these. Have you ever had these? You can get them at Walmart, or I've even found them at Vons, I think. So this is like a 5-minute supper. I'm putting these in the oven, and by that time it takes 1 minute to warm up the beans and a minute to heat up the sauerkraut, and the hot dogs are almost already cooked. So I'm ready to eat and then relax. So the beans are just country fried. I buy a small can, and that way I don't have anything left over. We heat them up. Moosie likes them. Sometimes I doll them up with some maple syrup or something, but not tonight. It's plain. So while I'm cutting up this onion, I forgot to tell you the reason why evidently YouTube is unsubscribing certain people. Now this doesn't apply to everyone. Evidently, if you subscribe, you've been subscribed to for a while, and you've never really made any comments on the video that you're subscribed to, then, or maybe not liked it or done a share or anything, YouTube makes the decision that perhaps you're just not interested, and for some reason or other, oh, that's my micro, my beans are done. So for some reason or other, that means that YouTube has decided that you're not really interested in. So my plea or my ask would be that if you're one of those people that really, and you know, I do that too sometimes. I have a few videos that I watch. I've never subscribed, but I do watch them almost every time, often, and I don't comment. I don't know why. It's just that I enjoy them, but I don't feel the need to comment on them. So if you're one of those people, if you wouldn't mind just doing a share or perhaps a like, or maybe give me a heart or something, that might fix the problem. But it looks like maybe it's starting to go up again. We will see. Thanks a lot. Okay, I've chopped up the onions. The rolls are in. Everything's ready for this gourmet supper. What you might call a really all-American hot dogs and beans, right? But we love the sauerkraut too. So I'm going to take these out, and Moosie and I are going to have our hot dogs and beans after I put the relish, the mustard, the onions, and lots of sauerkraut, maybe on the side. So here it is. Hot dog with sauerkraut, mustard, relish, and onions on a pretzel brioche roll with baked beans. Does that look good? Ooh, I could bite into it, but I won't. Moosie will. Don't forget to stay tuned for our entertainment of the week. It'll come out somewhere on the weekend of Moosie in a hat video, which should be a riot. I found 24 hats up in his closet. I don't know whether we'll get through them or not, but this should be fun. We've got to have some laughs too, right? Bye for now. And by the way, thank you all for resubscribing. Wasn't that something to realize that you had been unsubscribed? I'm so glad that someone had reminded me to tell you all to resubscribe because something evidently was happening, and I bet at least a dozen of you had discovered that you had been unsubscribed. So I thank you very much, and I think maybe the subs will start going up again. Goodbye for now. I love you all, and God bless us all.